Hey guys, so it's here bringing you another video. Now, welcome to another high rating spectate. Today we are focusing on this guy called Dortle. Not a pro, I don't think, or anything like that. He's just a high rating solo queue player, and he is one of the best Yasuos on EUS. So obviously these episodes we do, for abundance of reasons. Sometimes we want to just check something out, like we did with Tristana mid recently. But other times I go into a specific, let's try to see what a player does on this champion. We all have Yasuos in our games, but this is one of the best. Let's just go over his stats like we will, do at the beginning of a game. So he is pretty much a Yasuo one-trick. He is currently, we'll say, he's Master currently on EUS, and be like, that's not crazy. Well, he's currently in Master with a 60% overall win rate. So when you look at most Challenger players and Grandmasters, when their win rates start equalizing, that's where they belong. Well, this guy has still got a 60% win rate, so he is definitely not done climbing. So this is probably like a Grandmaster, maybe a bit higher Yasuo player. Unfortunate. First Blood does go against his team, though. Worth knowing his stats, yes. So 260 games of Yasuo, basically, and a 64, roughly, % win rate of me recording this anyway. So very impressive. No matter what champion you are, that's very impressive. And KDA-wise, averages 7.5 kills a game and 4.6 deaths. So clearly very good, and also 5 assists. So not insane when it comes to assists. So that, a lot of the kills must be solo kills, and that's what we're going to try and see here. Because against a Yasuo, against a Cassiopeia, I wouldn't think it's an easy matchup. And while we're in really early lane phase, I guess we can kind of look at the stats just to kind of get you guys up to date of how this matchup is supposed to go. Let's have a look. So Yasuo versus Cassiopeia, current win rate right now for Yasuo is 48%. So it is a negative win rate matchup for Yasuo, which if I'm completely, I'm not surprised. Cassio is very hard to deal with in general. Especially the higher level you are. But secondly, and I guess more importantly, Cassio is somewhat of a Yasuo counter, because her W, if Yasuo is standing on it, that means Yasuo cannot do two things. He cannot E while he's standing on Cassio's W, and he cannot ult. Those are two pretty important things. So if this Cassio just lands the W, what can Yasuo do? So early lane phase, nothing out of the ordinary, just Yasuo doing a bit of farming. I'll say has missed a couple minions here or there, but most likely wants to play a little bit, I say a little bit passive, then going a bit all in, because he doesn't want to get chunked by Cass at level 2, level 3, which is also very common. Cass can just go for this crazy all-in QE spam, and you're like, well, Jesus Christ. But Wind Wall obviously helps, negate that, as you just saw. Bot lane, though, they do kill the Thresh, which is always nice. Think the Thresh did use his flash to get first blood, potentially, maybe. Nice! Ooh, see, that's something you don't see. That's a Yasuo, like using his Q and E at the same time to kind of fake where the Q's going. I'm going to be honest, I've played, obviously, against countless Yasuos. I don't even know if any of them have ever done that against me. And I'm going to say that right now, that kind of looked cool. And I think I would have noticed that before, and I've never really noticed people doing that. Meanwhile, Kalista dead in bot lane. Ezreal gets a double kill in total in bot lane. So what you'll probably see in the really early game here in mid is not much aggression in terms of all-ins. I would doubt. Maybe gets. I don't know how this game is going to go per se, but item-wise, if I was the Yasuo, what I'd be looking for, maybe tier 2 boots early, because again, in essence, when you're on Cassiopeia W, it counters you, so movement speed helps you walk off it quicker. That would be my thought process. But one thing that obviously the whole of blue team does have in the back of their minds is, in the early game, they're not that worried about the jungler. So it's a Karthus jungle. He doesn't have insane gank pressure. He's got a slow with his W. It's not like it's a stun. It's not like a body slam from Gragas. So in the early game, you can kind of feel a little less pressured about the enemy jungler. But that's kind of what Karthus is about, right? From level 1 to 6 doesn't really have an impact in the jungle, but then every single fight from then on, you have to have in the back of your mind, I'm not just fighting here in a 1v1, a Karthus ultimate can come down at any time, and that obviously is quite scary. You'll actually notice, by the way, in top lane, if you look at the top left of the screen, the Shen is running Ignite. So the strategy that obviously I picked up recently, the Shen run Ignite, and then Domination as second. So Resolve and then Domination with going Ultimate Hunter. It's really good. I will say, though, I have become a little bit bored of Shen. Shouldn't be a surprise to you guys. When I spam a champion here or there, within a week or two, I do get bored. And it has probably happened. But yeah, I'm sure I'll still play him, but not as much as I was a week or two ago. So farm-wise, about even. By the time the Cassio gets all of this, she'll be slightly ahead if she gets most of it, and Yasuo's going to go first buy. Let's see what he gets. Does he get the tier 2 boots? He does. So prediction from me is correct. Again, basic principle, you counter a cast by walking away or walking off her W. He needs to not be on her W, so movement speed obviously is great. And worth noting, tier 2 boots on Yasuo is a fairly common first purchase anyway. It gives him everything he wants. He's a melee champion, he has to get to range champions, so movement speed and also attack speed obviously is one of Yasuo's best friends alongside crit. So Cassio's build you can see over on the right, a little bit, you know, components. Not much strength is going to come out of Cassiopeia with those items in terms of actual combat strength. So this, you actually could start maybe to see the Yasuo get a bit more aggressive. He has right now a tiny XP advantage. And yeah, he's maybe going to try and push that. You know, you can see going more aggressive, pushing up, looking for that aggressive Q. Doesn't find anything yet so far. Gragas walking in the middle of the lane. A little bit questionable. Cass taking some damage, and Gragas and Yasuo will rotate. Worth noting, I think we've spoken about this combo before of Yasuo Gragas. One of the best duo Q strategy combos you could probably do in mid and jungle, because it's literally perfect synergy in terms of two things. So whenever you're playing a mid and a jungle, or let's say you're a duo Q, and again, I don't know if these two are duo Q or not. Again, the duo series of Vixie will be coming back very soon. You'll notice when we do it, we're not playing 2 AD champions or 2 AP champions. I always think it's a good idea, if you're a duo Q, you split your damage. Well, Gragas and Yasuo have split damage. Gragas is AP, Yasuo's AD. But it's not just that, it's also the synergy behind the two champions. Literally, Gragas has 2 mechanics to give Yasuo his ultimate. It has an E and obviously Gragas' ultimate himself. That is great for synergy. Like, you're splitting the damage, it's good gang potential, good engage from either of them. They just work really, really well together. And you see, blue team does take the first dragon. Shouldn't be a surprise. If a Karthus team gets a first dragon, you know something's gone incredibly wrong. And that, again, is one of the weaknesses, I'd say, of Karthus jungle in terms of, like, oh, dragons are so important nowadays. Karthus really shouldn't have any pressure on dragons comparing to most, what I'd say, meta junglers. Meanwhile, Cassiopeia goes back. Oh, Karthus actually getting a little bit caught. He does, I think, get his ultimate off. Or maybe he didn't. No, he did. He got assists. So Yasuo gets the kill. Cassiopeia teleports bot lane, by the way. Kalista gets a kill also as well. But Yasuo gets himself on the board, first kill. That was so close of killing the Karthus before the ultimate went down. If I'm honest, I have no idea how Yasuo knew Karthus was there. But maybe it was just random. I don't know. But it's good that Yasuo got himself on the board, but obviously enemy team, there's the ground, there's the Cassiopeia ultimate, and now the Yasuo is definitely on the back foot, most likely going to have to flash away. Cassiopeia probably won't chase because of a mana, and actually Yasuo holds his flash. So that was actually really good by Yasuo to be like, nope, I'm not flashing, I'm okay, see you later. Oh, this is bad. Aatrox is going to go all in with the Shen ultimate. What can they do? Shen ultimate with the Gragas ultimate. Hasn't used ultimate yet, has the Yasuo. He's still got it up with the double Q. Does get one ultimate, and now Thresh is definitely in trouble, and Shen picks up the kill. So there's a little nice turn play there for blue team. Aatrox, I think, being a little bit too hyphy, being alone right at the start of combat, and just got basically one shot in terms of not doing any damage before he died. And then, yeah, Thresh randomly there. So it is becoming weirdly common supports to be top or mid pre-10 minutes. If you guys watched the hilarious Jace episode recently, that was a great example of that. And I was like, you've got to not take the whatnot with it. Meanwhile, Aatrox teleports bot lane, by the way, and Kalista does die though in the end. Karthus bot lane too, so this is not a good situation most likely for blue team. Can Karma get away though? I doubt it. Flay from Thresh, and that will definitely end the Karma. Aatrox good teleport. So you can see very active is this game. A lot of teleports, a lot of people being around the map. But as I was saying earlier, like a support in top lane, there was a comment in that video, but like, oh, isn't that a bad thing? Like, wasn't there a Teemo guy that got banned for that? There's a difference. A lot of these supports, and when you see they roam, they are primarily a support. They're playing for their team. They are going bot lane, but when they feel they don't need to be right there right now, they will rotate. They will go for a gank. And there's like an understanding between the AD carry and support. I'll be back. Don't worry. Just play passive for a minute or two and I'll be back. Where the Teemo guy was a problem is he was doing it more for attention than anything else, but there was no understanding. He legit would just stay in mid or top in the middle of the lane, stealthed, and that's it. Like, he'll occasionally poke, but as a mid laner, would I want a Teemo stealthed in my lane taking XP all the time? No. And then the AD carry, there was no like verbal agreement or whatever saying, oh yeah, I'll be back, don't worry. No, the Teemo just wasn't there. So it's different situations. I can see how some people are like, aren't they the same? No, they are vastly different situations. Meanwhile, bot lane is definitely becoming somewhat of a fiesta. A lot of deaths in bot lane. And arguably, you know, both of them kind of scale okay, Ezreal and Kalista. Personally, I'm not a big fan of Kalista. She's a bit gimmicky to me in the terms of she's never, do I say the word? Like, she's never going to be truly balanced because in the hands of an amazing player, if you have Kalista being slightly too strong, she's insanely crazy potential to, like, kill everything and jump around too much. But then at the same time, you've got to make her, you know, okay for low-rating people to play if you wanted to. So she's always in this weird place of either she's probably the most overpowered AD carry at the moment or not really worth playing. Right now, I'd probably say she's not really worth playing, at least as an AD carry. You've seen recently, and I think Riot has tried to get rid of it. There are some people that have tried to take a cheese top lane, you know, and people have done that. It's not great. Meanwhile, Karma takes a bit too much damage. This is a little bit messy. You can see, this is high rating Kalista. It's very hard to lock down. She will go down in the end, but yeah, like it just bounces around. It's like, Jesus Christ, calm down. But anyway, first and big purchase for Yasuo, very interesting. If people haven't noticed, he has bought a Wit's End. I actually really like this purchase. We said earlier, attack speed is one of Yasuo's best friends, obviously. But why Wit's End? Well, this guy, judging by his profile, and you can see, you know, he hasn't really done much yet in terms of 1v1ing. It's very hard to 1v1 a Cassio, but what he's been doing is having lane strength. And yes, the Cassio arguably has roamed a little bit here or there, but the farm difference is starting to build in mid. And with that, and Yasuo as a scaling champion, he'll get more and more confident to try and start fighting the Cass. What he needs... Whoa, that hook was close. What he needs is survivability against, one, the Cassio herself, but secondly, also Karthus. Meanwhile, Cass ult comes down. You can see Yasuo taking a lot of damage. Can they get the Thresh? Not going to go for it. Karthus in top lane. But yeah, so it's the Wit's End is not just for the Cass. It's also, there's a Karthus in this game, and every single time I'm going to go for a fight, I have to realize I'm going to take magic damage, probably from a Karthus ult too. Anyway, they're going to go for the Thresh. Nice hook. They do get the kill, Gragas. And yeah, this Thresh has been playing a little bit loosey-goosey. Does feel like mispositioning here or there. Meanwhile, in top lane, they are using the... they are using the Rift Herald, and I'm guessing a taunt play happened from him. Unfortunately, the Shen kind of mucked up positioning and did get killed there. But they get one kill. That's not too bad. And that does enable Dragon for blue team too. So, again, reminding people, I do... these commentaries for specific reasons. So far, the Yasuo is doing good. You know, that's the thing. He's doing good, but he hasn't directly, I'd say, popped off yet. I think he will. Again, I want to see what this guy, how he plays Yasuo. And how he's playing Yasuo is kind of funny. If you guys like hear me talk about Yasuo here or there, I always say, I don't recommend... Oof, close to actually cancel that TP, by the way. I don't recommend Yasuo because the average Yasuo player plays the exact same way. And no offense, but the average Yasuo player doesn't think while they play. They just kind of go, anime mode, 1v5, everything, I'm dead. It never goes that well. Well, when you're actually watching the best Yasuo players, the biggest key difference that you'll actually spot is they are thinking while they play. This guy isn't just going all in 24/7. Meanwhile, potential 2v1. You can see the damage is pretty good. He's going to go for it. With the Ignite, does pick up one kill. He has to be careful here. Probably is going to die. Does go down. So I literally, I'm just saying, oh, most Yasuos don't think. That was questionable if he should have done that or not, but you know, there is a limit. I'd say you are playing a hyper carry champion like Yasuo. Oh, you know, the enemy team is getting a little bit far ahead here. They're just making plays in bot lane. I now have to do something, and I guess he just did something. He got a kill. That's not bad. And he gave it to Aatrox, or did it give it to Aatrox? I don't know. It gave it to one of them. And you know, it's not the end of the world. At least he gained from it, and that's the thing. Like, a lot of Yasuos will go for plays, especially tower dives, and it's like, well, he died without gaining anything. Well, as long as every play you're doing, technically, in League, you're gaining, not losing, or not, like, at least you're going neutral, well, then it's okay. And that's so far what this Yasuo has done. It's everything he's done has either been neutral, you know, he's died, but so is the enemy, or it's been a positive. The only difference I'd say, you know, in this lane phase is that the Cassiopeia is running teleport. Which, you know, a teleport Cassio, I probably wouldn't do it. Like, I would probably run a bit more aggressive runes. You know, Cassiopeia, by the way, just took red. This person has an incredibly heavy roam playstyle. I don't know how that's going to transition into mid to late game. And here potentially is a big play. Here's the synergy that... Oh, nice dodge by Gragas. Cass is in trouble. Whirlwind comes down. No ultimate. Oh, into the ultimate then, though. Let's see what Yasuo can do. Nice wind wall. He's going to try go for it. Doesn't actually hit the whirlwind, though. But that was really nice. Now another teleport, by the way, from Aatrox. So, yeah, this game is all about pressure. Aatrox will go down to the Ezreal, though. No kills from Karthus. Enemy team now potentially on the back foot. If a minion wave is here, maybe Yasuo could ride the wave to potentially go get a kill, but nope, never mind. And meanwhile, none of that was involving Shen. That is the kind of second time this Aatrox has kind of gone for a play and ended up dead before he could really do anything, which is unfortunate for him. But yeah, clean Yasuo play. Nice to see. And now we'll go for the tier 1 bot lane tower, which is not the first tower in the game. That was his own bot lane tower. But obviously, constantly farming, constantly looking for gold. You know, that's kind of, in the end of the day, Huz, how do I climb? Make sure you're maximizing your gold income every single game, because you can't carry if you don't have gold. And that's something, an area that I know I need to improve in, is farm. I do farm a lot better when I'm not streaming or not recording, but obviously with my job, I am streaming and recording League of Legends most of the time with that I'm playing. So, yeah. Item build now for Yasuo has picked up his PD and then also the second crit item. So that will bring Yasuo's crit right now to 90%. So he is nearing 100% crit. Obviously, if you guys don't know, Yasuo's passive, I believe it's still the same. It doubles any crit he was given. So Yasuo's critical strike chance is doubled. So there you go. And his crits, I think, deal more damage. So eventually you'll get 100% crit on the champion, and that's just part of Yasuo's kit. That's why Randuin's is quite an effective item versus him from memory. Anyway, potential 2v1 happening. Kalista ultimate coming through. Yasuo going to actually get knocked up. But Shed ultimate, can he get the knock up? He does with the Yasuo ultimate coming down. Kalista potentially in trouble. Yasuo just kind of jumping around in the Karthus. He does get a nice flash play. Will pick up one kill. Gets the knock up on the Karthus. It's very hard to follow. Even with the replay, can't keep up. And Yasuo pick himself up a double kill. Very clean. If you guys didn't understand what he just did, yeah, he just played it really well. He delayed his ultimate for the Shen to arrive. He did a lot of damage. He then flash E'd. So that's a mechanic that some Yasuos can do. Some can't. It's kind of like a flash taunt on Shen. That you E flash after, straight after, and you get the knock up. And that's what he did. And got the damage and killed. But yeah, you can kind of tell this guy's a very clean Yasuo. And he's playing smart. And that's the thing. Maybe even the video title is something to do. How to play Yasuo. The key is to play smart. In the end of the day, when most Yasuos are, you know, the reputation of the champion is not playing smart. They play all in at random times. When you're seeing these high-level Yasuos all the time, smart play, that just tells you how to do it. Obviously, mechanics is needed as well. But yeah. So Yasuo, you can see in the bottom left, is actually pinging the Karma. Why did you heal? I had my wind wall ready for you. Anyway, another fight, potential 2v1 happening. Does miss his thingy here. Could he be in trouble with the double knock-up, with the double Shen taunt? Jesus, guy is clean. And then we'll go aggressive onto the Aatrox. Does die in the end, but wow. You like there, you could clean it. Like, he's dead. He's like, nope, he turned it and killed 2 people with the Shen. Whew. Again, that was bad positioning by him too, but that's the thing we spoke about earlier. You can take every situation that you're doing on Yasuo, or any champion in League in that matter, but it's not a negative. You know, that situation looked bad. That was bad positioning by Yasuo, but it ended up being a 2 for 2. That's a neutral position to be in. That's not a negative. That's not a positive. That's neutral. And, you know, arguably getting him more fed too. Yeah, that's in essence what he's doing. And he's doing that, I'd say, that was not great decision-making in terms of positioning. He pulled that off because of mechanics. Dodging stuff, moving to the right, getting the double knock-up. Arguably, the enemy team shouldn't have grouped like that, but that was good to see. Alright, so picks up a BF sword, which obviously is going to be going into an Infinity Edge, which will obviously complete his 2 crit items. And then after that, you know, generally, you've got your damage done as Yasuo. You can go into other damage items, but they'll be kind of survival damage items. Bloodthirster, for example, Lifesteal and the Shield. Sterix isn't even not that bad, you know, but Guardian's Angel gives you attack damage and also the Revive and Death's Dance. You know, all these items are furthering your damage, which obviously every Yasuo wants, but it also gives you survivability, and that is something that a lot of Yasuos do miss. So 2v1 happening, another Shen ultimate doesn't hit his knock-up, but there's a lot of enemy team here. There's 4. What can they do? Hits knock-up, doesn't go for it. He's going to just take the run route, and See you later, Shen. Thanks very much, bud. It potentially is given the survivability to the Yasuo. And I think we, by the way, potentially just saw a teleport come here, maybe, and try. Yeah, that's opening up Baron. So Yasuo has got vision. They do know he's here. I don't think the enemy team... Maybe they now know they're doing Baron because it's way too obvious. They've been missing for so long. Karthus potentially will run into Yasuo. But by this time, the Baron's going to be done. There's, you know... There are some... Oh, he flashed over! Kill him! Oh, they're not going to kill him. Are they going to just hold the Baron? So Karthus is stuck in the pit. Cassiopeia ultimate. And, yeah, so the enemy team are angry. Which, you know, try to kill as many Barons as you can, I guess. What can Yasuo do? Can he do anything? They know he's in here, I think. Karthus ultimate. Stopwatches. He's going to avoid it. Now he's going to re-engage. But now he is in trouble. This is where the greed of staying potentially could cost this Yasuo the Baron buff. With the Aatrox here as well, which, by the way, that was another teleport from Aatrox. Karthus does go down. Yasuo going to try his best to get at least one kill. Another stopwatch. So that for that one Yasuo death, he got 2 stopwatches. A little bit of overstay happening, but at least they got the Baron. They've kept it, I think, on at least 2 people. Yeah, they've got it on the bot lane, I think. But yeah, a bit of a fiesta game. You know, it's 21 minutes into this game. It is close. This is not a free game for either team so far. Worth knowing, blue team, though, they do have dragons. One more dragon, they do get Dragon Soul, and I think it's Cloud. Yeah, it's Cloud Dragon, which is fine. You know, it's ultimate cooldown, movement speed, and stuff like that. So it's a good dragon. None of the dragons are arguably bad. The worst one, I'd say, obviously, is for a lot of people, Mountain Dragon, because it's like, oh, here's resistances and a shield. It's like, I don't want that. I want damage. Or some, you know, regen or whatever. But it's not bad. You know, every Dragon Soul, you'd prefer your team to have it than the enemy team, put it that way. Ezra doing a bit of damage to the tier 2. Yasuo respawns and now has finally completed his Infinity Edge. Picking up a Cloth Armor, which to me, that would probably say he's probably going to go GA or Death's Dance. It's going to be one of those 2 items. Because obviously Cloth Armor is from either of them. So what are we going to see moving forward? So the enemy team, it's been a bit of a fiesta. Dragon is probably the next big thing that's going to happen. Yasuo going to go down and split push, which shouldn't surprise you. And meanwhile, his bot lane's going to take over mid. Gragas will most likely float mid lane more than anywhere else. And Shen obviously doing side laning. Oh, Aatrox 1v1. Obviously, there is Shen ultimate. I think the Aatrox keeps forgetting. Oh, that Q prediction, though. Q prediction over the wall. Does get one. Dodges Cassiopeia ultimate. Now Cassiopeia in trouble. Kalista randomly underneath everybody. Kalista flashing, by the way. Flashing aggressively. And Yasuo will survive. Wow. So now this should be a dead Kalista. She's completely caught out. She used her flash to get into the fight, and there is an ace. That was really good. Yasuo, once again, played that insanely well. Smart decision-making. But what I will say, this game, it's really good to see this Yasuo mechanically. It's clean. Again, the weird thing with some of these champions that are so fast is actually hard to learn from replays because their mechanics are just so quick. But it's also, I'd say, the enemy team kind of playing weird. Reminding people this is a very high rating game on EU West. But like the Aatrox to even try to take on the Yasuo in a 1v1 there, I think was questionable for a couple things. One, I don't even know if that Aatrox wins that 1v1. But secondly, yeah, there's a Shen ultimate. The Aatrox keeps forgetting about it. But then also, like, where was Kalista that she could flash in? Did she go like all the way this way or this way? I have no idea. But there is the Dragon Soul for blue team. So obviously great pressure from the Gragas to just take all the objectives. And that's another thing worth noting. Obviously not about Yasuo. We said about it earlier. If you're against a Karthus jungle and you're the jungler, do your best to take objective control because you should never lose objectives to a Karthus. If you have, something has gone wrong. But obviously the Gragas himself being 3-1-13, having a fantastic game. Good to see as well. So Yasuo still split pushing. I'd imagine he's got a decent amount of gold here. Has got 2.6 thousand gold on him. Is going to go back. Shouldn't push this any more than he needs to. There's the Aatrox. He's probably going to stop the base. And now Yasuo will go for the 1v1. So we spoke earlier. I doubt this Aatrox even wins the 1v1. And by the way, this Yasuo, reminding people, does get stunned. Is going to go down. Does get the kill though. Is he actually going to go down? Hang on. Hang up. Hold the phone. Hold up. No, he's not. Gragas then coming in, one-shots the Karthus, never mind. And this guy isn't dead either. Look at that shielding. Yeah, that's Yasuo. Very clean. He did a 2v1 there completely. That's what I said. I didn't think the Aatrox was ever going to actually win that fight. Gragas trolling his team. Yasuo going to go back and buy, but the game arguably might be over. Like, you see the enemy bot lane. They're trying to kill the Shen, and they're probably going to kill him. Great, guys, you killing the Shen. Well, the game's ending. Yep. Okay. So Yasuo, with his well, not completed item build, but he did go up to a Death's Dance, by the way, if those are wondering. And then his final item might be, could be a GA then, probably. But there is the game. That is one of the best Yasuo players on EU West. And I think we can see why, you know, everything that this guy did, apart from a couple things, was either neutral or positive. Very little things was negative, and I think that's just the opposite of what a lot of people think about Yasuo. Like, everything is like a win or neutral. Well, eventually Yasuo scales really well anyway, and then he can carry like he did at the end. 2v1 kill on an Aatrox and a Cassiopeia, and he even got Cassiopeia stunned in that, and he still came out on top. Really good to see. But if you guys did enjoy, throw a like on it. What I'd like you guys to know, obviously these replays, sometimes we just look at the top of the ladder, but like these episodes, I specifically looked out for a Yasuo player so we can learn from a Yasuo player. Let me know in the comments what champions you want me to kind of look in and go, right, let's look at one of the best, I don't know, best Ezreals, and we'll have a look at that. Like, give me your examples down below and we'll have a little look through. Reminding people, you will get more of these episodes just in the coming weeks. Again, I have a pretty big life change happening, moving and everything, and obviously these episodes are guaranteed content, and I also think they're really good content too. So they're just a really good thing for me to bulk record if I am busy, obviously, with the move. But if you guys enjoy, throw a like on it, throw a subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.